So welcome back to this new gaming news update. I have a pretty big list here for pretty much only good and amazing news for both the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3 and even the PlayStation Vita. But let's start off with the PlayStation 4. They announced that Killzone Shadowfall will be a launch title for the PlayStation 4. And also Infamous Second Son will be a launch title for the PlayStation 4. That's definitely really great news. And with this news, the PlayStation 4 launch will definitely be much better than with the PlayStation 3. And hopefully at the E3 they're gonna announce more launch titles for the system. Also, there has been a rumor around that. I think pretty much all of you know that Final Fantasy 13 Versus will not come out on the PlayStation 3. It will not. But there have been some rumors that it will actually be released on the PlayStation 4. That's why they're not saying anything about it. Or, and that is the newest rumor, Sony is helping / financing the game, making a reboot and calling it Final Fantasy 15. Exclusively on the PlayStation 4. If that is the case, wow, I mean that's big shit news. If Final Fantasy again will be exclusive, but I don't think it will be. I think it will be released on the PlayStation 3. Just like The Last Guardian, because everybody knows The Last Guardian is not coming out on the PlayStation 3. Okay, that was for the PlayStation 4. Now on the PlayStation 3, I mean a shitload of stuff about the PlayStation 3. We'll start off with Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor Edge, the port of Ninja Gaiden 3 for the Wii U with a lot of more content is coming out for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 with even more content. So if you want the definite version of Ninja Gaiden 3, the game Ninja Gaiden 3 should have been, go get Razor Edge. Now this is really great news. Final Fantasy X HD, the only HD game I'm with Son of the Enders that I'm looking forward to, finally has a release date and will be released this year in the West. But not only will it include Final Fantasy X, it will also include Final Fantasy X-2 on the PlayStation 3 version. So that's amazing news. But on top of that, it will only cost $40. That's some good shit. Again, amazing news. I mean, only amazing news. Tales of Xillia, pretty much the biggest Japanese RPG this year, has a release date. It will be released this year, I think in the summer, here in the West. Well, they say the West, but we all know it's America, but I'm gonna import the American version. I cannot wait for this game. I hope it will sell a lot of units. Tales of Xillia is coming out only because Tales of Graces sold well. If Tales of Xillia will sell well, and they actually said it, they're gonna look into bringing more Tales of games, not only for the PlayStation 3, but for other platforms here in the West. So hopefully we'll get the Vita Tales of games and maybe 3DS, and doesn't really matter. So hopefully Tales of Xillia will sell well. We definitely need to make a community-based video to promote this game. Sega, the developers of Bayonetta and Valkyria Chronicles, is teasing a new game, a new IP I think, for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita. And there are some rumors that it actually will be Valkyria Chronicles 4, but because it's a new IP, a new game, it could be, I don't know. I hope it will be for Valkyria Chronicles 4, but I don't know. We will see. But a new game for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita. One Piece Pirate Messiah 2 is coming out in the West. We all know it. It's downloadable only in America, sadly. But here in Europe, it will get a really cool collection edition that will include a really good looking figure of Luffy. So if you're living in America or Canada, doesn't really matter, and you love One Piece, go import, go pre-order the collection edition because the figure actually looks really good. Now this news made my freaking day. I love Japanese shooters. No, they call it shmups. It's not a first-person shooter, it's a shmup. Okay? If you don't know what it is, just check out some on the YouTube, some on trailers of Japanese shooters. But for a PlayStation only fan, there are not a lot of those type of games. Most of the developers are developing games, those type of games, for the Xbox, weirdly. But Katsui, a 2010 released Xbox game, is gonna be released. They're gonna port it to the PlayStation 3 this year. It's coming out June or July in Japan. No American release date, no Europe release date. I don't think it will come here, but even if it will come, I will get the Japanese version. And if all of a sudden a release date for the West will be announced, I will get the Western version just to support the shmups for the PlayStation 3. But a really cool news. I was so freaking happy when I saw it. Now this game also made my day. A lot of games made my day the last couple of weeks. Persona 4 Arena is coming out finally in May this year in the West. May 10th to be exact. The first ever region-locked game is finally coming months later of the American version. I think even a year later for the Japanese version, but it's still coming out. Hopefully though, they're gonna pack it in a really cool limited edition with a lot of stuff. I mean, they already announced that if you pre-order it, you'll get a CD soundtrack and some digital crap. I don't give a shit about digital crap. I want art books, I don't know, postcards, I don't know. Just a really cool collection edition. But they did say more will be announced later on. But yeah, finally the game has a release date. A new Atelier game has been announced called Project A15. Atelier Ayeshu just came out this week and a new game has been announced. What I've seen about the trailer, what I think in my point of view, is that they're gonna move on to a more storylined game instead of the go to a dungeon, harvest materials, go make something, go to a dungeon, harvest materials, go make something, do missions, do quests. What I've seen is a trailer is a more story developed game. I really hope they're gonna move into that area again, because Atelier 2 was really story driven and I liked it more than all the Atelier games on the PlayStation 3. But still, you know, a new Japanese RPG coming, it looks really good. Really unexpected news. Drakengard 3 has been announced for the PlayStation. A lot of PlayStation 3 games have been announcing this couple of weeks, but a new Drakengard game is coming out exclusively for the PlayStation 3. I liked the Drakengard 1 and 2, and I totally forgot about the franchise, and that's why everyone was totally unexpected, like, hey, a new Drakengard game. It's like this Dynasty Warriors mixed with dragon flying and mixed with an RPG. So I'm definitely looking forward and interested in more information and screens and more gameplay about the game. But yeah, the game's coming out. A new Armored Core has been, not really a new Armored Core, but more like an update from Armored Core 5 called Armored Core Verdict Day or Armored Core 5 Verdict Day. They pretty much said it's going to be an update, the online feature will be upgraded, more missions, better single player, more stuff to build your core with more parts to build your robot with. So it's more like an up. They've been doing this years and years. This Armored Core is like the Dynasty Warriors amongst robot games or mech games. I mean, we have Armored Core 2, Armored Core 3, Armored Core 3 Last Raven, Armored Core 3 Nexus and this and that. So we have a lot of Armored Core games. Now those 3 games have been announced for Europe and pretty much for the West, and there are 3 Japanese games. First one, Time and Eternity, is a Namco Bandai developed game, all 3 will be published by Nippon Ichi, so thank God they're gonna get all those games here. And It's Time Eternity is a game that it looks like you're playing a Japanese anime. It absolutely looks stunning. And to be honest, I actually didn't expect this game to ever come out, but it will. Also, of course, the games we did expect was Disgaea Dimensions 2, also coming out here in the West this year, and The Guided Fate Paradox, also coming out this year in the West. And this game is a dungeon crawler game. It plays like ZHP. It's really hard for me to explain. Just check out some trailers or some videos from the game or ZHP and you can see what the game is all about. So a lot of PlayStation 3 news. Now for the PlayStation Vita, not really PSP anymore, but PlayStation Vita. A price cut has been announced a couple of weeks ago, and this is the third week with the price cut in Japan only though. And the system absolutely exploded in sales. And it's really cool to see that the developers are seeing it, and all of a sudden a lot of games has been announced for Japan. Some dungeon crawler games, some RPGs, games that I don't think will ever come out here, and that's why I'm going to mention them, but a lot of Japanese games are being unveiled, being announced for the Vita. Now Dragon's Crown, the Vanillaware game, the developers of Odin everyone is pretty much thinking when the hell this game's coming out, is this game ever come out? Now a couple of months ago they're saying, oh, Dragon's Crown is still coming, be aware for more news, and finally they said that this Dragon's Crown is coming out this year, I think in June or July in Japan, later on this year in the West, and it will include towns, quests, missions, different weapons, upgrades, stats, level up. It's just a 2D Japanese RPG hack and slash game with an absolutely amazing graphical style. I love the graphical style. And this is my thing with this game. If you know me, and if you don't know me, I don't like buying the same game on different consoles except for fighters. Because I like fighting games on my handheld, I like fighting games on my PlayStation 3. I don't have any HD remastered PlayStation 2 game in my entire collection. I will never buy an HD remastered game in my entire collection. Maybe if they announced the Legend of Hero games, that's something different. But I don't have God of War collection, I don't have Metal Gear, I don't give a shit about it. Not even on my Vita. Except for Final Fantasy X I will get on my Vita. Now Dragon's Crown is a game I was thinking like, should I get it on my PlayStation 3? Or should I get it on my Vita? And I was really thinking, I was like, the game looks so beautiful, I want to see it on a big screen. But I know the game will be beautiful on a small screen too, and I want to, when I'm at work, when I'm traveling, I want to play this game too. And since you can put up your save and put it on the PlayStation 3 and play further, and then when you're moving away, when you're traveling, you can just get your save file, put it on your PlayStation Vita. I was like thinking, maybe I just should get both the PlayStation 3 version and the Vita version. And not only for that reason, but also for the reason that I want to support the developers. I want to support this company because they're making such unique, amazing games. But I don't think those type of games will sell a shitload. So I just want to support the company. So I definitely think I will be getting both versions for the first time ever for both the Vita and the PlayStation 3. Now weirdly though, and totally unexpected, 3 Hyperdimension Neptunia games have been announced. The first one we already knew was Hyperdimension Idol Neptunia PP. I was talking about it in another video. And this is an idol game. And idol games are really popular in Japan. They're just pretty much dating games. That you can date with the girls, you have to, they want you to like you, or you want them to like you, and this and that, and do things for them. Yeah, it's in Japan really popular. Yeah, like Dream Club Zero is one of the most popular one and stuff. So this game will never come out here. I will not get the game. It's really text heavy, like a visual novel. It's really text heavy, and because I cannot speak, read or understand Japanese, it's totally stupid to pay like 80 euros for importing a game that you cannot play. So we will never see this game. Also, Hyper Goddess Fate Noir. They didn't say anything about the game, just it's for the Vita. And also for the Vita, really unexpected, Hyper Dimension Rebirth 1. They're gonna reboot the first Hyper Dimension game for the PlayStation Vita. I mean, what they're gonna change? They're gonna update the graphics, they're gonna update the gameplay maybe, or do it totally different, make a totally different game, totally different world, new characters, but it's just called Hyper Dimension. Final Fantasy X is a game I'm really looking forward to getting on my PlayStation Vita. Final Fantasy X, in my opinion, was the last good Final Fantasy. And it's coming out for the Vita, but unlike the PlayStation 3 version, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 will be sold separately from each other. And since the PlayStation 3 version will cost 40 euros with 2 games, hopefully the separate games on the Vita will only cost 20 euros, $20. But we all know the greedy gaming companies, I bet it will be like 29 or even 30 euros. They're just really freaking greedy, but hopefully it will be 20. And of course I will only get Final Fantasy X. Now the last but definitely not the least news for the PlayStation Vita, finally they've totally unveiled Killzone Mercenaries. It looks stunning, it looks absolutely amazing. If you think that Uncharted The Golden Abyss looked good, holy shit, just check out some trailers, some gameplay about Killzone Mercenaries. This game looks amazing. It's just like Killzone 3 on the PlayStation 3. So I cannot wait to get this game. A lot of games are coming out for the Vita, like Maramusa, Valhalla Knights 3 and some other games. Phantasy Star Portables come out, well, pretty much only in Japan, but hopefully will come out here too. That finally the Vita is picking up some steam, but it definitely needs a price cut here in the West. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave in the comments below what news made you happy. What type of games are you looking out forward to? Are you happy that Tales of Xillia is coming out, a new Atelier game? Are you happy about the way the Vita is going? Because I made a video where I said Sony should pretty much ditch the Vita, and now I'm like, maybe not. I love Ragnarok Odyssey. Maybe you should continue the Vita, and since it's skyrocketing sales in Japan, hopefully more support will come. I hope you enjoyed this video, and of course I will see you next time.